versus Liverpool City, along with this sellout crowd courtesy of the Sheffield Major Events Unit, and reaffirming Sheffield's commitment to the development and showcasing of the very best of international and British sport. Well, I'm very pleased to say that joining me today in the commentary box today with his expert summary is John Balance, head coach of Oxford University's varsity team. And John, you're going to take us through the teams, starting with London Malory.
Good afternoon, Simon. Okay, we'll start with Malory. They're in black. First of all, we have Chris Hay, who's number 2. John Martindale, number 4. Grant Martindale, his brother, number 5. Stuart Watson, number 6. Anthony Roberts, number 8. Richard Dobell, the captain, number 9. Alex Porter, number 10, who's got the fan club. There should be Chris Eaton, number 12. Jefferson Williams, number 14. And Stas Murawski, number 15. Richard Dobell is the England captain, also the Great Britain captain. He's one of the most capped players we possess. He's got 102 caps. He's basically done everything in English volleyball. He is also the assistant coach of London Malory. The other person I should mention, of course, is Jefferson Williams, who says that he's 29 years young. That's we have also Alex Porter. Alex Porter's on the Sheffield program here. It's the development program to actually take our volleyball up to a world standard, and he's actually the best player on that program at the moment, which is the reason he's playing for Malory. Okay, Liverpool are in red, and we start with Mike Keevy. He's the setter, number 1. Paul Erskine, number 2. Richard Guest, number 4. Gabby Gianni, number 5. Paul Fagan, number 6. Steve Long, number 7. Simon Guest, who's Richard's brother, and he's also the captain, number 8. Mark Brennan, number 9. And Tom DeSmeet, number 10.
And there's Jeff Brio, vastly experienced international referee, about to call this game to order. As we said, a giant-killing game, Liverpool and London Malory, with everybody expecting Malory to win. But Jeff Brio's the type of person to be in charge. He refereed the 1996 Atlanta Olympic beach volleyball final, and he's done over 128 indoor international matches. So looking very calm at the top of the stand and just about to blow his whistle to welcome the starting sixes onto court. Now, I spoke about this being a giant-killing occasion, and it really is. Liverpool City, 8th in the first division at the moment, playing against the current league champions, sewed up the league title a few weeks ago, London Malory. And the main thing being that came through a really tough semi-final draw against Bologna from London, beating them 3-0. And at the time, Bologna were 3rd in the table, and Liverpool were nearer the bottom than they are now. So a fantastic win there for Liverpool to take them through. And John, just to bring you in here, it's going to be a tough day for Liverpool, but a great reward for them.
Yeah, there's only one thing I've got to say, Simon. Surely you were coaching Bologna that day?
That is the truth. I was coaching Bologna when they lost to Liverpool.
So, I mean, the basic problem is that you've got on one side most of the actual English national team players, and on the other a reasonably national club side. Do you really think it's a fair matchup?
I think it's going to be a really difficult game for Liverpool. They're going to have to rely on their service. They're going to get a lot more service room here today, and they can put the Malory pass under pressure, and also their aggression. They're incredibly aggressive at the net. Watch out for people like Simon Guest and Richard Guest, the two brothers, and of course Mike Keevy, the setter, a real tough little customer at the net, and one player that the Malory people won't be wanting to take on too often.
No question of that. I played against him and I didn't enjoy the experience, so I can concur with that particular viewpoint.
So John Martindale getting the action underway. 1999 Men's Cup Final, sponsored by Westfield Health Scheme. And there we go, the feed to the man who's just had his tonsils out 2 weeks ago, Mark Brennan. And Mark Brennan comes out of the back line and just hammers on the floor between the block. And that's a really good start for Liverpool. And as I was talking to their coach, Lenny Barry, earlier, he said it's really important that they side out straight away. Doesn't want to give up runs of points on side out, and that's tough. And there's a tip. We're expecting to see fireworks, John, and they start with a tip.
Well, it's almost like the last game, really, isn't it? We did say about tipping, and there you go. A very nice tip indeed.
Well, Chris Eaton there, loads of experience. 29-year-old player from formerly with the Wessex club, but also a very accomplished beach player in his own right. And a great serve from Richard Dobell, the England captain, really hammering that jump serve. And a decision given there. Stas Murzanowski for Malory London, reaching over the net here and touching Mike Keevy's set. You're not allowed to do that to interfere with the other players' play as it's developing. And there's Tom DeSmet, number 10. He's going to be a real key factor for this Liverpool game. So Simon Guest, the captain, serving Paul, and that's pretty much a free side out there. Stuart Watson, big man, number 6, 2 meters too tall, getting up on a reverse ball from Richard Dobell and just hammering that onto the floor. Great start there from both teams. So both teams, John, settling down fairly well in this atmosphere.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see Malory coming through the middle like that. They've got two of the best middle players in the country, certainly playing currently, and I think you're going to see them very much dominate with this middle attack.
There's the first free ball opportunity for Malory, and Richard Dobell choosing to go to back court, and Stuart Watson coming there and hammering, and Mark Brennan just unable to control that one. But that's the kind of firepower they possess, isn't it?
No question. They also possess a fantastic block with these players on the court. All of them have played for the national team. It's going to be very difficult for Liverpool to get any kind of rhythm going.
So both sixes starting fairly cagily, and a great side out from Stash Merzanowski, transferred from Bologna last year to Malory to get to work with Jefferson Williams, the coach of Malory, and he's really pleased that he's come across, and certainly turned in some great performances for that team. So team with their hands on their head, trying to obstruct the passer's view of the server there. And the block is coming out. Great touch from Chris Eaton, keeps the ball alive. Oh, good decision there from Mike Keevy. Goes on second touch and the ball's down. And there's a side out. They're going to side out any way they can, aren't they?
I think in this situation you've got to look for any kind of advantage you possibly can manage. It's a great pick-up, but it was also a lovely put back there. The player's not aware of what's going on. You've got to take control of the game.
And there's Richard Guest, number 4, the captain's brother. Goes back to serve. It's a tough serve onto John Martindale, but it's a great pass in. Combination attack that we're going to see plenty of today, I think.
That was a beautiful cross. I mean, what can you say? We didn't see anything like that in the women's game, and this is a beautiful move. You can see Chris Eaton move behind, up he goes, and boom, taking the block out.
And it's Chris Eaton himself who goes back to the service line, and that's just a little chip serve across court. But again, great pass there from the Liverpool players. But a read and a pick-up of Paul Fagan's hit there, and Liverpool with another chance to kill the ball. Go to Tom de Smet, the Belgian player, out of the backcourt. Tom de Smet, John, a former Belgian junior international over here playing and studying in this country. He's the only tall player really on the Liverpool side.
Yeah, and you can see that his technique is very good. You can see he's been an international player, and he plays very nicely.
And again, just as we say that, there goes Tom de Smet and misses the serve out over the back line. But as we said earlier on today, you cannot serve easy in this game.
No, you've got to look to try and score points at every possible opportunity. Here we see a spike serve.
And there's a jump serve from Stash Merzanowski. Ball goes out wide to Brennan. And Brennan is one of the hardest hitters in this country. And that was a fantastic... No chance there for Stash Merzanowski to chase that one out of the barriers. But Paul Brennan, number 9, is a firefighter up in Liverpool. His wife is due with their first baby in 10 days' time, as you said earlier, Joe. And what a hammer of an arm.
Excellent, excellent power, excellent technique.
Well, Fagan goes for a jump serve as well and joins what we call the back wall club. That means the ball hits the back wall without bouncing in the court. And here we go. Nice straight line and away to take some bricks. Anyway, so we go to a side out. Rolls the ball into court. Again, a nice quick outside there to Simon Guest at 4. But no chance to put the ball on the floor. Goes to Martindale, who works that off the block. This is great blocking. And a first left-handed hit there for Richard Dobell, the setter.
Very nice. It's the kind of thing I, as a setter, love to see. Richard's so good at doing this. You can see the ball comes up. He looks like he's going to set, and then boom, he hits the ball down.
And, of course, he has 2 options as soon as he's jumped on that. If he wants to smile at you and decide to set, then you're stuck, I'm afraid, and that's the type of setter Richard Dobell is. Well, there we go. Again, pressure. The thing that Lenny Barry was coaching and talking about earlier on. Doesn't want his players making direct errors, and another direct error as Mark Brennan lashes that one out over the sideline. So back to the service line again with Alex Porter. Good serve, great pass in, real concentration there, and on the floor from the captain Simon Guest. That was a captain's role.
Yeah, and that was an excellent middle attack. We talked about in the women's game there weren't as many middle attacks. You see there's a lot more middle attack happening here, a lot more plays moved around the setter, a lot more penetration actually by the 2 different teams.
Very clever, and a little bit of afters as well there as he celebrates through the net, and that's what this Liverpool team are going to go after today. It's one of the things they're going to have to rely on. And again, pushed down, and Stuart Watson just saying, well, whatever you do, I can do as well. So Stuart Watson, vastly experienced international, played for England seniors and Great Britain. Commonly called meat because of his size at the net. There's just no way you can get past him. The guy's like a side of beef and he's aggressive with it. But he's also not a mean beach player, so expect to see him out on the sand this summer. Anyway, back to the action, and a backcourt set there from Richard. Very difficult for Stash Merzanowski to get on the end of there. We're going to see a lot of backcourt today from the men, aren't we?
Yes, I think you will. I mean, the backcourt game was specialised for the men, particularly these men's players, and particularly the English national team.
And there's Keevy serving in court. And a hammer from Chris Eaton, and this time missing on the sideline. You can see the delight from the Liverpool players as that gives up another point for them.
Well, that was actually their first point, Simon. I think I should just...
Right. and just missing on the sideline there past Tom de Smet. And that is unlucky. Again, another direct Malory error, and that's the way they're going to earn these points. That takes them to 2-4 in this first set. There's the Guest brothers looking through, Simon in the middle blocking role. Again, going back to Stash Merzanowski, and that's confidence to go to the same hitter who's just made an error.
I always like to do that personally, particularly with hitters. If you've got a situation where they've done something wrong, you can see him set up here and he takes his time, got a good swing on it, and boom, he puts it into the court.
Merzanowski and Eaton at the net there looking through, and another serve from Richard Dobell. He really does hit that serve, doesn't he, John?
He's another player who goes completely full out for his serves, and I mean, as we really have to do that if you want to score points in this game.
Serving court, another fine pass, and this time goes to the net, and Merzanowski just reaching over and touching the net. So another point there conceded by Malory, and this is quite a shaky start by London Malory, John. Much
more shaky than I thought it would be. There's a lot of unforced errors.
Another combination attack there, and Liverpool have no blocking answer to that.
It's because you're hitting through the same space that the blocker's already blocked for. Look, there's nobody there to block him.
Chris Eaton, the big left-hander, travelling all the way up from Bournemouth to play for London Malory, training a couple of times a week, and really putting a dent in the floor with that shot. Great pick up there from John Martindale. Ball goes out wide to Merzanowski, and again, just works that down the inside of the block, and that was a great shot, very clever. Tooled it off the block. And there's Tom de Smet that we were talking about. Now, Tom de Smet, I understand, John, is going to be running various blocking positions. What's the theory behind that?
He's what is termed a free blocker. He moves around to actually the main attack of the other team. He's a very good blocker, as we said, a Belgian junior, and that's his main ability to do so. He looks essentially for where the main hit from the other team is coming from.
So Stuart Watson with the serve. We've gone around a full rotation now in this first set. Again, a great pick-up from Watson this time, but a tight set onto the net. Fault called by Jeff Brio, the referee, on the top of the stand, and clearly indicating there he saw that as Chris Eaton comes in, he just touches the net with his arm. And as we said, the net is out of bounds for players. So Richard Guest, number 4, back at the service line. Great ball into Richard Dobell, and this time Alex Porter is stopped by Paul Fagan. Great blocking from number 6 on the Liverpool side. Again, good hands from Fagan, and that's a double block for him. Great points.
Absolutely, and you see the fact that they'd actually used Tom de Smet. He's gone across and is blocking against the main hit here that he's looking for. That's exactly what we're talking about, this floating block which moves around.
But it's Fagan, number 6 this time, just putting his hands in the way of the players. And again, well, this is an unusual start, and I don't think it's what the did. Malory taking time to find their feet, John.
Very much so. It wasn't what I was expecting either. I was the one predicting that Malory would win easily.
Well, Alex Porter looking disgusted with himself, number 10. It's very, very difficult to blame Richard Dobell, one of the best setters in the country, for bad feeds on a ball, but definitely a chance for them to side out. But back to the service line, and Liverpool just knocking the ball out over the baseline from Richard Guest, and that leaves the score still at 5-6, Liverpool down. Oh, great kill there. High set behind from Keevy, and de Smet taking his time to go over the top of the block and finding the gap in the middle of the court. And talking to Lenny Barry earlier on in the day, he was saying he's trained his players all year to think about the decisions they make. He wants them to make the right decisions at the right times. And he says if they can do that, they can beat and they compete with anybody in this league. But it's all about the right decisions, and that looks like some right decisions being made on the court at the moment. Well, Malory in real turmoil there, and they fed a free ball over, chance to kill here, up against the block for Brennan, and he goes inside, but just misses the blocker's hands. So that was a shame, and Brennan just signalling he wanted to set a little bit wider there, and looking round to the bench. Again, we've seen the players looking at the bench constantly, John. What types of things are the coaches delivering?
They're trying to give them more information on the court about where to attack and how to attack and what to use in what different situations. Also where to block. Like there, for instance, they were trying to actually take out the fact there was no short cover.
Well, it didn't quite work for them, and again, a chance for Liverpool, but they just convert straight away, and that consequently gives up another point for Malory. But what we're seeing here is when they try and take Richard Dobell out of the play by rolling the ball onto him, they have a fine setter in Chris Eaton to come in, who also has set starting 6 for Great Britain himself, and he came in there and put that ball away. Well, there we see a jump serve. We didn't see any jump serves in the women's game. What do you think of that?
Well, again, the men are more powerful. They can get up there. It's a good mass serve, and he does it very well. I mean, the thing is that you can put a lot of pressure on the serve receive if you come in with a spike serve.
Well, a timeout called by Liverpool. That really is to disrupt the rhythm, I feel, of the players.
On the road with the title contenders.
It's not over yet.
Manchester United on track for the incredible treble. Take it to Leeds. David O'Leary's firebrand youngsters in the Battle of the Roses. Then Vialli's Chelsea. With major honours still possible, Yorkshire bound to face Danny Wilson's Sheffield Wednesday. Struggling for form, but always capable of another major scalp. Sports Super Sunday, Leeds v Man United and Sheffield Wednesday v Chelsea. Sunday from 11, Sky Sports 1.
Gaviscon fights the fire of heartburn.
If you look there, if you look that side,
Oh, that's beautiful.
it's kind of slanted.
I know, but don't worry about that.
Cellnet are giving you 2 people for free. Choose any 2 people or their landlines free off-peak until the millennium. Whether you're an existing Cellnet digital subscriber or you'd like to join, just call 0800 40 50 30 or contact your local retailer.
Who wants to save tax-free? For our ISA guide, call 0800 520 420.
Glasses usually take a lot of punishment. Your children is grabbing your glasses, and each time your glasses stay in a... You should consider Memoflex. You can bend them. It's coming back like this. Is metal with memory, and Memoflex help people to make sports, ski, and to have children safety.
Rolexa remote-controlled garage doors. Luxury and convenience at affordable prices. The automatic garage door and window system that extends the security of your home. Now for your free brochure on 0800 018 4499. Rolexa security shutters for that special peace of mind. You'll be safe from the elements with Rolexa. Phone now for your free brochure on 0800 018 4499. That's 0800 018 4499.
Go on, Colin. Show the people how they can transform their gardens with Cuprinol's garden shades. He can change colour, you know.
Can't you, Colin?
Oh, well, you'll have to take my word for it. Garden shades from Cuprinol.
Quitting smoking? Remember, Nicotine CQ gives you a free personalised plan to help you and your willpower break your particular smoking habits. Nicotine CQ.
And we're here in Sheffield for the resumption of the National English Volleyball Association Cup Final, sponsored by Westfield Health Scheme. Delivers the serve and a hammer there off the top of John Martindale, straight over the Liverpool block and into the far corner. That was a solid kill from Martindale. John, the London Malory side using a 2-passer system, so what does that mean?
It means they have 2 players who are specialists in first pass. They can then deliver a better first pass into their setter, which hopefully means that they can then deliver a better attack, making them more likely to score more points.
And a great example from Liverpool, the first pass coming in, and again Simon gets the captain, really hitting hard across court from that middle position. So the ball in, out wide to John Martindale, forces it through the block, scoring chance again for Liverpool. And again a wild hit out and over the top of the block. John, why do you think they're missing so many hits?
They're not controlling the mass. I suspect it's because they're in the final. They're getting a little bit pumped up. They've got trying to make themselves very aggressive, very quick, and it's very difficult to keep yourself under those circumstances.
There's a little bit more control from Brennan, but the ball's still in play, and you can see this Malory block functioning. It really is massive, and it is very difficult to get the ball past, and that's a great reach and play by Tom de Smet, the tallest Liverpool player on court. Ball goes out to Brennan again, and he cuts it cross court, but just missing over the sideline, and apologising again to his team for that error.
Too many unforced errors, I'm afraid. It's like we saw.
And talking of unforced errors again, I don't think either side has really found any sort of rhythm yet, John.
No, I don't think so. It's you've got to really, get your mind into this situation, and I think it takes most players about half a set to actually get into it, and that's what we're seeing here.
So the score remains at 9-5 to Malory. And that's a hammer across court there from Chris Eaton, and he produces a block touch from the Liverpool players on the net. And of course, as soon as you touch the net with your hands, then that is the point finished, and we can quite clearly see Tom de Smet just getting a piece of the net with his arm. Ball into Kiwi, and this time goes to Richard Guest, and he's tried to go cross court, but Stuart Watson, massive blocker in the middle, hands across the net, and really no chance. And he closed the block late, but still got there and finished the job. That really is an awesome set of blockers at the net there for London Malory, John.
Well, it is the national team and the GB team blockers, so therefore, yeah, I think would intimidate anybody.
So again, the ball in play. Again, another chance for Liverpool to put it down. This time they go to de Smet, who just tips it to Hughes, and a clever play from Richard Guest, but still not good enough. And down goes the ball from Stash Merzanowski. Emphatic kill.
I think, we talked about errors, and here you see errors again. There's a lovely, lovely pick up here, super little setup, and a lovely hit here. I mean, it's just too many unforced errors.
And that's another timeout called there by the Liverpool team. And that takes the score to 11-5 for Malory.
Let's try and fight for free ball situations when we get them. Let's try and move one of the hitters around somewhere. Okay, let's go. Go, Mary, come on. They know you can't hit through the block. So go try and go round it
So a strange setup. One of the players is the assistant coach, and then Jefferson Williams, another player, as the coach. Quite a strange setup, John.
I think it depends on how much you know each other, and obviously Jefferson, who's coached the GB team, the England team, set up very well, and they know him very well, and it's just it helps to have that kind of confidence in each other, and it's how that interrelationship works.
At 39 years old, do you think we're going to be seeing Jefferson on court?
No, 29. I was assured he was only 29 for about the 10th time.
Well, still a fine player if he does step out, still a fine player, and of course with years of experience in the Canadian setup, and then come over to England about 12 years ago and has produced some of the finest volleyball sides domestically that this country has seen. So another ball out wide from Dobell, and Stash Merzanowski really getting the game.
Definitely getting into the groove. He's made most of the kill hits in these last 3 or 4 points, and yeah, but playing very, very well indeed.
So Stuart Watson, number 6, back at the service line, 11-5 up still to Malory. Ball out wide, another blocking chance, and this time it's Tom de Smet, number 10, working the ball off of the outside blocker's hands. And that's something Liverpool are going to have to look for today. Why, Pops?
They've got to look for anything that's going to work well for them, and those two blockers are probably two of the weaker of the Malory blockers, so yeah.
In a service error, and without service pressure, then you really are going to be struggling to score points. So Chris Eaton, number 12, goes back to the service line for London Malory. Delivers the ball. Richard Guest, great pass into Mike Keevy. Tom de Smet again, and really hammering, this time from position 2. We've seen him all over the front line, haven't we?
That's what I call a floating blocker, and he moves around in the hitting sides too. If you look, though, he's actually burning Alex Porter all day, finding gaps around his block all the time.
Very clever hitting from Tom de Smet, and again a reverse set, but this time Liverpool managed to get it. Goes to Mark Brennan. A fine tip, even with all those Malory hands reaching over the net against him. But this time a chance for a hit, and, well, confusion there with the Malory defence.
As I said, they're having a very good time. The set comes up here, and if you look at the middle players' blocking hands, they're split, and that's what allows the ball to go through.
Fine set from Richard Dobell there. Forced down onto his knees to make the play, but still does. But again, a ball fed to Liverpool, and again, Mark Brennan comes up with the goods.
It's your man Brennan again. His tonsils out made a big difference to him.
It's made him a little bit lighter, definitely, and he hammers cross-court into the space. That's an excellent kill. Oh, fine shot from Stuart Watson out of back court, but this is one of the Liverpool defence specialities. They just line up along the back line and they can pick you up all day. The problem for them is going to be, can they get past this Malory block enough times? So the ball goes out to Murzanowski, chooses to go line. The Liverpool players signalling that that one's out, and it looks like the call is out.
Trying a little bit too. The reverse set comes in, the space is there, but he just tries, forces it out, and it goes outside down the line.
So some sweat being cleared off the court, and of course, John, it's vitally important that the sweat is cleared up after points.
Very much so. You don't want any dangerous situation, don't want any balls flying around, don't want any extra sweat, anything like that.
So DeSmet serving, ball into Dobell. John Martindale goes cross court, and I say they got him banged to rights at the moment, but that's a shame. That should have been converted by Liverpool, but the set too close to the net, and Steve Walton, the second official, calling that Mark Brennan had gone over the line. Mark Brennan really played some of the best volleyball of his career this year, and playing against him in the leagues, I noticed how hard he was hitting the ball. He's going to be a major factor, I think, today for Liverpool, if we can keep going, if we can keep swinging. And another mistake there, this time a service error from Stash Murzanowski. That gives the ball back to Liverpool, and it's Paul Fagan back at the Liverpool serving line. Ball in from Chris Eaton, going to back line again for Murzanowski, and again Dobell choosing to go to the guy that just made the mistake, John.
I said that is one of the setter's ploys that actually you're taught to do, that if somebody makes a mistake, you go once they've made the mistake. Obviously it didn't work there.
But it's our boy Brennan shutting the lights out on Murzanowski from the back court, and a big hit from Watson, but again Liverpool make the defence. It goes out to DeSmet from the back court. He just rolls into court, chance for a kill from Martindale, works the ball off the block. They have another reuse situation. He's gone to Martindale again, and this time a tip. Very clever play.
Very nice tip. There you saw an excellent use of the tip. He come in and hit the first ball. The second time he comes up, you can see the set rise up here, and he just says, right, okay, everybody, I just dropped the ball over. There you go.
And we see our first substitution, this one from London Malory. So Jefferson Williams calling the substitution to try and strengthen the back court. I think, John, he's taking Alex Porter, number 10, off, and he's putting number 5, the brother of John Martindale, on Grant Martindale. So two brothers, both sides of the net.
It's the first time I've been in a game where I've seen two brothers either side of the net. I think he's put him on principally to give Alex a bit of a rest. He was having a hard time there, particularly on the blocking. He wants to have a bit of a chat with him. And obviously you've put Grant on for the backcourt. Excellent.
Yeah, Alex is carrying a knee injury, so he's not really as mobile as he wants to be in backcourt. So Grant on to make the difference, and there's a huge block at the net there, this time from Stuart Watson and Richard Dobell.
Here comes the set up, and the big block there, straight back down.
Well, there we go, another substitution being made, this time by Liverpool City, and this time it's number 5, Gabe Giannini, coming on for Liverpool City. And I think another backcourt substitution for defence purposes.
Absolutely no question. He's a backcourt specialist, very well on backcourt. That's what his job's there to do. He'll be there to pick all those balls up they haven't been picking up off the blocks.
Well, the substitution had the desired result, and there's a service error from London Malory. That takes Mark Brennan back to the service line, and that's a great serve. Jump serve, over pass, and that's all the pressure from the serve. Well, a chance to convert now. Can they do it? Oh, and the hands over the net again, but that's clever clearing up there. That is clever clearing up from Liverpool. Keeps the ball alive, and Mike Keevy goes out again wide, and this time it's hammered off the defensive player by Richard Guest, and Grant Martindale can't control that.
Well, we saw both backcourt specialists actually in the play there. One being very effective in the pickup, and the other one not being so.
Magnificent pickup from Giannini there in the backcourt. Well, service comes in, and that is 2 great serves from Brennan. That keeps the pressure on the Malory players. And this time it's a roof block. John Martindale trying to go cross-court, and it's Keevy, the setter.
It's very rare for a setter to come up and put such a big roof block on, and he does a fantastic job. Look at that, he closes the ball completely out, nowhere for the hitter to go.
Mike Keevy only 82, but getting up and shutting the lights out on Martindale then, and did he enjoy that one? And that has forced a timeout for Jefferson Williams of London Malory. And Lenny Barry said at the start of this game, if I can make Jefferson call a timeout, I've done my job.
Very much so, putting the pressure on the other side.
Push, bring Stuart a little bit more in this way. Keep it the same way, just pop, get a good ball and run it and be quick, hit the level. Again, whoever was Stas's backcourt, run Stas more than 5 minutes, not so much
Well, John, I don't accept the massive Liverpool crowd here, and the Liverpool team themselves believe that this match is going to go to them, but they have come out very confidently indeed.
Very confidently, and they come out fighting just as you predicted they would. I mean, they're a real fighting team, and they're certainly coming out that way.
And here's Brennan back at the service line again. Another jump serve just outside the line, and a great timeout. Sometimes coaches call timeouts for that, don't they?
Good coaching was exactly what I was about to say.
So John Martindale at the sideline, serving the ball. Great pass on to Kiwi's head, just dishing that set a little bit off the net. And this time again, Richard Dobell choosing to go second hit.
Again, one of my favourite ploys is for the setter to come up and hit that second ball, and he did it beautifully there.
And I tell you, the guy's got a big pair of shoulders on him, and you really don't want to be putting your hands in the way of this one. But Richard Guest quite brave in trying to do that, but Richard Dobell, the Malory captain, working that off the hands there. So, Mark Brennan, number 9, very clever from the coach there, just bringing him off for a rest, and they bring number 2 on, Paul Erskine. Another great backcourt player around the back of the court. Ball goes up, Mike Keevy, the setter, just delivers the ball over. Again, a free ball goes in, this time to Chris Eaton. And Chris Eaton tooling that off the top of the hands for the side out. So off out of the block, and the pressure really on Richard Guest there. The set point, 14-11 up for Malory. Chance to take the first set, but unbelievably they just failed to convert that, and a fine side out from the Liverpool team. So they are still in this set, and Keevy there just getting some instructions from his frontline hitters as to where they want him to serve and where they want the next set to go up. So Keevy at the service line delivering the ball in. Martindale, good pass on to Dobell. Fine set out wide, and again it looks like Chris Eaton has cut the ball out down the line. We've seen a few hitting errors from the Malory team, John.
We've seen Chris Eaton making that particular shot previously, so yeah, he's got to be a little bit more careful. The set comes out wide, and he's just trying to find the line. It's just a little bit too far.
That's right. So again, this time Chris Eaton rectifies the situation and manages to put that last kill down, and it's Richard Dobell back at the service line. Set point, 14-12 up in this first set of the National Cup Final. And they go to De Smet, the banker player in front court, and he puts the ball down, keeps them in the set. Nice high wide ball out. De Smet gets up, waits for the block to go down, and then just nails it on top of the hands and manages to kill. So 12-14 down. Liverpool still fighting for their lives in this National Final first set. Chris Eaton shows a bit of beach there, John, and cuts it down the line.
Yeah, it was excellent, wasn't it? I thought exactly the same. A nice little beat shot there. Saw the different tempo in the game, saw the space, looked up, said, OK, you can have the ball right there.
Right, and off comes Grant Martindale after a great run across the back line. Seems quite happy about that. And on comes Alex Porter, the big blocker, one of the youngest players in the Malory team on court today. So Stuart Watson opens the play again. Set point for Malory. And this time, he's called it in. They've called it. That was a fine shot over the top of the block from Richard Guest, John.
Excellent, excellent shot. And I think you'll see, if we run the video rerun here, you'll see the ball actually landed just in the court. Excellent hit. Here it goes, back over. You can see the ball's hit, and it's just inside the court there.
Great shot. So time still on Liverpool's side. They're keeping this ball alive as much as they can. Still 12-14 down in this set. Overpass, but there we go. At 2 meters 4 tall, Alex Porter screaming through the middle.
All day. That was always going to go down at the moment it went to the middle. Excellent. Here we see Richard come in. Quick attack. Boom. Quick. No problem.
Malory with the set point still in this first set. This time it's the left-hander Chris Eaton back at the service line. Number 12 going to use his experience just to cut the ball over the top there of the oncoming middle blocker. They've gone to De Smet again, and again De Smet from the back line, the Belgian player at position 2, killing the ball on the floor.
Clearly the best player from the Liverpool side. There's absolutely no question at all. His hitting and everything about his game is first class.
De Smet serving a line serve, going to the line, going to the middle, and oh, Liverpool nearly bring that ball up for a point.
But unfortunately, the defender broke his body position here. You see the hit made, but he broke his body position and he lost control of the ball, so it just flew out.
The sweat cleared up off the court again to avoid any injuries, and it's this time Stash Merzanowski, number 15, at the service line with the set point in this first set still, but Liverpool hanging on, and that is what we expected. Out go the lights from Alex Porter, and there really is no way through that kind of block, John.
That's what I've been expecting Alex from the start of the match, and I was very surprised when he was getting beaten because they kept on with the ball getting around him. But you watch the ball here. Set comes up. You watch the middle player here. He gets right up and closes the whole of the game out. There's nowhere it can go.
Well, that has quietened those Liverpool supporters down just a touch. They're not looking overly happy about that last result. And Alex Porter there getting up and finally getting a piece of Mark Brennan. And believe me, when Mark Brennan hits, the ball goes down, whatever it comes off of, whether that be block or straight in.
Gather round, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the iron and steel business. Wife does the ironing, I do the steeling.
Look it. Hellos, no problem with Slaphead. Slaphead's new formulation.
Each day you invite the most powerful salesman in the world into your living room.
This is me before Hunkomatic. And this is me 2 weeks later.
How do you know whether they're real or bogus? Well, they have to stick to our rules if they want to advertise on television. We're here to ITC you aren't misled.
Are you sure you're with that?
Of course, simple.
You always say that, and then nothing ever works properly.
What I'm doing, I mean, it's only a few wires.
Hello, is that Auto Audio's?
Mrs. Campbell?
Yeah, he's been having a few problems.
I don't know. I'm usually really good with wiring. It came with all the wrong connectors.
I found a place full of charms, a magic world in my baby's arms, her soft embrace like satin and lace, a wondrous place, what a spot in a storm, to cuddle up and stay nice and warm, away from harm in my baby's arms. Wondrous place.
Earlier, our designers spiced up this 17th century home with a fab new makeover. Oh, hope the owners like it. You can look now. Ta-da! What do you think?
How dare you! Our beautiful home!
Hey, don't get heavy. Lighten up, everyone, with new Toffee Crisp Clusters. The light, crispy chocolate bites. Best not show them the bedroom.
Would you like to speak another language in just 12 weeks? It's easy with Linguaphone. Just follow our simple 3-step technique. You listen, repeat, and you understand. It's easy. 6 million people have started speaking one of 30 languages with us. And you can too, with our 14-day no-risk trial. Call 0800 123 300 today for more information. Linguaphone. It's easy in any language.
I'd heard of low cholesterol foods, but never one that actually reduces cholesterol significantly. So, when they asked me to do an ad for Benecol spreads, which claim to do just that, I said, prove it. The clinical trials showed that Benecol reduces your body's LDL cholesterol by an average 14%. Benecol is made with a natural plant extract that blocks cholesterol and carries it away. And the final test. Benecol, it actually works to reduce cholesterol.
Tough serve onto Martindale, but a great retrieve by Dobell on the net and holds the ball up for Stuart Watson.
What a fantastic set. If anybody, any youngster out there wants to see how to set a ball, this is just out of the top drawer. There's no question. That's a fantastic move.
Again, a side out goes to Dobell for the serve. Great pass off that jump serve. He gave that some heat. And down the ball goes. And Jefferson Williams and Anthony Roberts, the two new players on, just discussing what happened there on that play. Ball goes across court and we hear a shout from the crowd. Practice, Tom, and I think that's what the Liverpool players want, a bit of target practice for Tom de Smet. But at the moment, it's target practice for the Malory players as Chris Eaton buries that one off the outside hand. And Chris Eaton played on the beach last year with partner Grant Percy. This year, still some dispute over whether he's going to be playing with him or other people, but looking forward to seeing him out on the beach again, and what a great kill indoors from him. So a ball into Richard Dobell, ball gets fed out wide to Jefferson Williams, and there's the mark of the man, comes off the bench cold and hammers it cross court, but Paul Brennan had his mark there, one in the air. This time it's Anthony Roberts, so both substitutes getting early use there.
And you see really what both of them are very, very good at doing. An excellent swing hit from Jefferson Williams, followed by an absolutely superb fast ball in the middle.
Well, look at the height that Anthony Roberts gets. His partner on the beach was interviewed this year and asked what it was like to play with Anthony on the beach. He said, well, it always helps with someone that can eclipse the sun. And sure enough, that's what Anthony Roberts can do on his day. Well, a hitting error there, and already Liverpool start with 2 errors in this first set. And that means that they're 2-0 down. Well, Fagan, this time getting a kill, went outside the bounds of the court, but we got a touch signalled off of the London Malory player. So that's Fagan. 2 really vitally important hits at the start of this set, and turns the ball very, very well down on towards the floor. And it's Fagan himself, nicknamed Brundle by the rest of his team, back at the service line. And that's a great service into court. Richard Dobell forced to go on the first touch. Backcourt set, this time to Smet again. And I don't think De Smet had a run-up on that one, John.
Apparently there was a touch on that one. Ball actually flew out of court, so...
Must have gone off the top of the block. Well, that's a great hit there from De Smet, but unfortunately another Liverpool ball wasted. Chance to level the scores there, but it stays at 2-1 to Malory. Malory then back at the service line in the shape of Anthony Roberts, number 8. Roberts, great serve onto Fagan again. And Brennan, oh my goodness, well, that was a great call there. Great call from the referee. And Brennan, in absolutely no doubt, he comes up and he wellies this ball and he shoves it right down inside the Malory block. The Malory blockers convinced it to come back on the Liverpool side. But Jeff Brio, Steve Walton, both the officials in agreement there and deciding that that was definitely a point for Liverpool. So a side out, Liverpool 1-2 down. Mark Brennan with the service. Ball goes, oh, and that was a tremendous set, John. Richard Dobell, just amazing. Forced away from the net, forcing the ball towards Stuart Watson. Stuart Watson doing the rest from his 2 metres, 2 centimetre frame.
Touch on that.
Great kill from there. And again, Liverpool using this wipeout to great effect, John.
No question, you can see them using it all over the place here and being very effective with doing it. And there's the wipe off occurring.
Richard Guest seems to be finding his range now in this match, and it's something they desperately need. They need a swing hitter with some range. And that is the 3rd hitting error from Chris Eaton on the line, and he is happy about that. That's 3 times the left he's tried to go down the line, and he's overturned it. This time gone off the antenna, and the antenna signals that the ball has gone out of the playing surface or the playing area along the net. But that is emphatic. What a reply.
That's the way to get, when you get yourselves into trouble. You come out through the middle, Stuart Watson straight down the line, set fast ball in the middle, a quick boom, there it goes.
Well, a marvellous drifting approach there from Stuart Watson. So tough to pick up on the block. Well, the ball out high to Keevy. Keevy, the setter from Liverpool, chases that down well. De Smet works it off the net. Well, he thinks he's got a touch, but it's been signalled the other way. And the ball just working off the outside of the net and onto the floor. Malory still then. Richard Dobell, the captain, serving. Tough serve down the line, overpass from Liverpool, and that has been given against Jefferson Williams there. What was that signal, John?
That signal was that he contacted the ball because the ball wasn't coming over and the setter was trying to set the ball. I think it's a slightly questionable call, I've got to say.
So it's a bit like obstruction then, if you
yeah,
obstruct
it's exactly
the setter
like obstruction.
Setting the ball.
It's essentially taking the ball away from the player so he can't actually play the ball.
So when are you allowed to reach over the net with the block?
Well, if it's a second pass and the setter's underneath it and he's about to set the ball, then you're not allowed to do it. But if the ball's going over the net, then it's a legitimate block. So it's a call from the referee. He's got to make a decision which way he thinks.
Well, another great kill there for Malory, and Stuart Watson comes in, ever dependable. There he is, available for Richard Dobell, and nails that on the floor. Richard finds Stuart so many times in the league games, and that's part of their success over the years, the fact that, well, once they've hit it hard, well, they can go and hit it harder. And Stuart Watson back to the service line to do just that. Serve onto the middle player, Paul Fagan, trying to force him out the play, but De Smet gives Dobell a facial down the line.
The old six-pack, eh? So one thing as a player you always hate to have is a ball that comes like this, straight into your face, particularly as a setter. There's nothing you can do about it.
And you heard John use the phrase there, six-pack, and in the American leagues, when you hit someone in the face, your team buys you a six-pack, and I suppose the Liverpool players will Tommy one later on. Anyway, a great kill there, this time uncontrollable from Stuart Watson. They follow their side up with a point, and that's just what they needed to level it up at 3-all. And it's that man, Mark Brennan, coming out of the 4 position and hitting hard across court. Well, Liverpool keeping the scoring down for Malory, keeping the score at 3-all, and this really has been a great start to the second set for them. But a great rescue from the Malory team, keeps the ball alive, and this time Brennan goes off the block, and well, number 14 Williams at fault there, John.
Certainly he went too far across, he was drifting out of position. You can see from the set here, he's going to block now, but there's a great big gap. Exactly what I've said before.
So Malory still taking some time to find their timing in this second set, but of course one set to love up after their win 15-12 over Liverpool. They're cleaning some sweat up off the court at the moment, and the referee's just going over to confirm that. Last year we had a lower leg dislocation in the men's final when one of the Sheffield players went over on a patch of sweat, and that lasted for a long, very serious injury. These players are real thoroughbreds out on court. You don't want this injured, and another great play there from Liverpool, putting more sweat down on court, it has to be said, but that's what you've got to do to win at this game. So a high set out wide from Chris Eaton, and this time Williams showing his calibre.
Yeah, Jeff Williams has always had such great technique. I mean, if you wanted a player to follow in terms of hitting and picking up, then Jeff Williams is probably the person I'd suggest that most players looked at.
Malory 3-4 down and back at the service line with Eaton, trying to put some pressure on, and does put some pressure on, but fails to convert. Simon gets forced into the set, gives it out wide to Mark Brennan, but another point chance. Oh, and Williams off no approach, hammers that on the floor.
Well, it just, you know, it's rather good from a commentary point of view, I thought that was. I've just said how good he is at hitting. Look what he does here. I mean, as you say, he's got no approach whatsoever, he just stands there and hits it. Fantastic.
And it's Watson himself back at the service line, putting pressure on Brennan deep in court, but he finds the Liverpool setter with real ease, and this is a mistake out over the back line from Richard Guest, and the Malory players celebrating, John. They want this one, don't they?
Oh yes, I think they've certainly woken up to the game here. You can see it goes out over the back there, and they really get pumped up for it.
Again, Malory serve, taken to a 5-4 lead, and the ball down on the floor, just clipping off the block, very difficult to defend. And again, it's that man, number 10, Tom de Smet. Nice high ball, waits for the blockers to go, and then tries to establish through the middle. Liverpool serve into court, passing error, goes out wide to Williams, and he just knocks the Liverpool defender over there. No chance for Richard Guest.
He looked like he knocked the leather off the ball when you watched this. You look how hard he hits it. Fantastic. I mean, what can you say? It's just such a good hit.
Fantastic shot, and Richard Guest again just getting his hands up in time. And there's Jefferson Williams, has to wear a gum shield because he jumps so high he actually causes damage to his teeth when he comes down and lands. So he's gum shield in, ready to do battle at the net, and again, nice touches there from the Liverpool team, and they recycle the ball for Mark cross court. That backcourt corner deep, John, has been a real banker for them.
Particularly for Mr. Brennan, yeah, there's no question. But if you actually look, they've covered too far. Jefferson Williams was too wide, unable there to be a line for him to come inside, and he found the gap.
De Smet then back at the service line for Liverpool, trying to keep them in this second set. Ball to back court, again goes to Watson. This time Watson comes up with a hitting error. That takes the score to 5-all, John. So Liverpool really hanging in there.
I'd say this game's wide open. I'm yet to be convinced that Malory have really, you know, come on top of it as we expected them to.
Ball back into play, Chris Eaton with a great pass into Richard Dobell. Again, Tom de Smet getting his hands on that, so a chance to convert here for Liverpool. And they hit out over the baseline, and Richard Guest really annoyed with himself, John. That was a chance, wasn't it?
Absolutely no question, but I don't think he's seen much of the ball. If you want to, the script on the other side has been de Smet and Brennan the whole time, whereas we've had Stuart Watson being the main force of attack.
Well, just as you say that, Brennan again comes through. Watson jumping at the... Get the ball this time, goes out to Eaton, but the Liverpool defence, great play again, able to keep that ball alive. So Dobell goes out wide to Williams, and this time Williams shows how it's done.
That's experience, sheer experience. He saw the block up there, he's seen the problems with it. He didn't even jump very high. Up he comes. The set comes in, you watch, he puts it just onto the top of the block. Now he knows where the ball's going to go. There's no chance that it was going to being picked up at all.
And is it true to say he's actually aiming at the blocker's hands when he hits that ball?
No question at all. He's actually looked, seen where they are, and decided to wipe off them.
Trying a bit of the same, and Malory this time unable to bring the ball back in defence, and Richard Dobell upset with himself there. But he's not one to get worried about those things. He's going to talk straight away to his team. De Smet going off the top of Eaton's block and just unable to get to that ball.
Not sealing in the net, not getting your hands penetrating over the net to stop the ball coming over.
Malory seemed to be blocking very early, John, and
Yeah.
that causes timing problems for them.
No question, absolutely right.
Well, Williams there gives up a hitting error, and that takes it to 6-all in this thrilling second set, and it really is a tough call. Where is it going to go? Everyone thought it was going to Watson, goes to Williams, and just canes that one out over the sideline. So Simon Guest with a great serve onto John Martindale, and that really has put him under pressure. But Liverpool with a chance then to score. De Smet with the ball, just gets to roll it into court, so Martindale delivers to Dobell, and there's Eaton going cross-court with the left hand. Big hammer.
It was a wonderful, wonderful piece of setting by Richard Dobell. If you actually watched that, he actually looked. Situation before he actually got the ball, he looked and would see where the other team was, and he picked which one he was going to hit set to.
Again, Alex Porter returns to the front of the net for Malory. Stuart Watson goes to serve. The ball cleared up and a chance to kill second time, and that is Richard Guest with 2 hitting errors in a row. It's very difficult, isn't it, because Lenny Barry doesn't have a great depth on the bench. Who can he go to, John?
Very difficult, and the problem is he's not seeing enough of the ball to really feel he's a part of the game, and you don't get any kind of rhythm when you don't get enough of the ball, and then it's very difficult to hit.
And De Smet this time going into the net, and this is something we tend to see in volleyball. It was 6-all long, but now it's gone very quickly to 8-6 to Malory, and we tend to see in the middle of the set, John, the better teams moving on. Is that traditional then, John, the teams call after each timeout?
Yes, always. I think it's the same in basketball. Essentially, it's to get yourselves together as you come together as a team and really say you're going to fight the next points and make sure you're going to win the next points that come up.
Well, the Liverpool coach there, Lenny Barry, calling a timeout probably to disrupt the service rhythm and to see if he can pick up really a cheap side out. So back onto court and ready to serve is Stuart Watson at 8-6 up. And Jefferson Williams this time a little signal to say he shut the door there.
He's getting a bit pumped up, eh? The old man's legs have started to work for a change.
Absolutely. And there we go, gets hands over, no way past, and locks the door, throws away the key. Oh, this time Watson with a service error, just going out over the baseline. Again, a wry smile, takes his side to 9-6, and time again for to do the side-out job. But a good blocking lineup here with De Smet and Fagan up at the net. Great reach from the Liverpool players. De Smet again at 4 with a chance. Just gets a reused side-out. Great call. Ball fed to Mark Brennan as he rolls in again, but a good feed. Backline attack from Stuart Watson. Canes it in the corner.
I really couldn't see how Malory were going to win that point, but they suddenly come up with something like that. It was excellent, you know, just suddenly, it's difficult, they don't know what he's going to do, so he just pops it up backcourt, and what a nice hit from Stuart Watson.
Great control into the corner from Watson, and earns his side out. This time it's Chris Eaton back at the service line for Malory, 9-6 up, and wails that ball. Unfortunately, another hitting error from Mark Brennan, and he's disappointed with himself there. Leaves it to 10-6 to Malory. John, they can't afford to give up 3 points.
No, they've done that a couple of times now. You're saying about what he could do, he's doing the only thing he can do, I think, which is to switch on a backcourt specialist.
Well, there's the that we were expecting, and that's Richard Guest off, and I think he's just going to talk to him to try and get his head back in the game. But Malory, again, another chance to score. John Martindale this time swinging off the block. Ball still alive. Martindale still there. Tip, this time covered by Keevy. Ball out wide to Brennan. Goes over the top of the block. Nice pick up by the setter, Richard Dobell. And Stuart Watson out of the back line. If they're in trouble, they just use him. And this time Giannini, the Italian defence specialist, couldn't pick that one up. So service off Jeff deep into court again. Brennan this time blocked. Well, hands on knees. You mentioned the fitness demands of this sport, John. What type of training do these athletes have to do to stay in shape?
Really, if you're going to take it seriously, you need to train, you know, twice a day, 2.5 hours a day. It's a very, very physical game. You have to jump a lot. It's an incredibly physical game.
And they are 12-6 up and really now in command of this second set. Chance to really force their way through to a 2-set lead. Well, the ball kept alive by Liverpool, really giving themselves a good account today But this time Martindale goes cross and he hammers that one off the Liverpool captain Simon Guest. Ball onto him again, great ball into Kiwi. A chance for the Italian Giannini to hit, and he rolls that off the inside of the block. Great hit.
Well, yeah, very much so, because he's not normally allowed to go front court. So obviously this coach has decided it's worthwhile allowing him to have a few hits and see what happens.
Kiwi with the service, the Liverpool setter. Keeps the pressure on. Well, that's a fine. They've got Eaton Bang to rights on that one. And a chance to score, goes out wide to De Smet, and he forces it down. And a great score there, brings it to 7-13 in Malory's favour still.
Here we can see the set going up, and a lovely, lovely hit again. Perhaps the two hitters are back on stream after having a bit of a bad patch.
This time going to Williams out of the backcourt and given in. Williams there doesn't miss many of those and manages to find the back line with that shot. Great experience from the coach, Jefferson Williams. Clearly in there from the VT replay. Back to the service line then with a service from Richard Dobell. The ball forced down the line, John Martindale all over that one. It's got a free shot there for Chris Eaton.
Chris Eaton, the left-hander, always likes those ones that come across his body like that. You know, it's just such an easy ball for him to hit. There's no blocker. He's right in the corner.
Open net there, and that was Christmas for a hitter like Chris Eaton. So set point to take it to 2-0 for the Malory players, and Richard Dobell there getting into court. Chance for Jefferson Williams to kill it, and there they go, and he's pleased about that one. That takes it 15-7, and that moves Malory on to a 2-0 lead, and the ball going out high and wide, and the big windmill swinging arm of Jeff Williams comes in and buries that off the inside arm of the Liverpool blocker, and taking Malory into the lead. We thought they possessed, John, a 2-0 lead, and doing it fairly emphatically.
The Revlon Thursday night premiere.
I know your friend is famous, but for what?
Oscar's made for the stage.
A story of genius and persecution.
Platonic love is the highest form of affection known to man.
I do love you, Oscar.
It's the scandal what you've been doing. The English will never forget me. You shot them.
Jude Law, Vanessa Redgrave and Stephen Fry. Wild, 8:30 Thursday on Sky Premiere.
Hey there, this is your Colonel talking. Now I got something that's downright tasty. My family 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken made to my secret recipe. 4 portions of fries, 2 sides, and a Viennetta. It's just perfect for a night off. Sure beats cooking for the family. What's more, it's all yours for a right good $9.99. $9.99, how can I do that? I can do that because I'm the Colonel. No one does chicken like KFC.
Thank goodness I came. Norm's the name, sensible's the game. Oh, what a skimpy garment. It's just a pair of underpants upside down. This is you, polyester, double stitching, and boiling the bag. Grey will never go out of fashion because it's never been in fashion. Listen to me, it's Norm. That's not a skirt. Belt. Wear orange and everyone will look at you.
Oh. Quick, a break from the norm.
By calling this number, you could change to the UK's most popular mobile phone network without changing your number and take advantage of unbeaten UK and international mobile coverage. For the network that more people are joining than any other, the number is 0800 88 99 66. The word is Vodafone.
You get fresh bread all day. Sainsbury's bakers bake all day. So at the end of the day, your daily bread's fresher. Sainsbury's. Taste the difference.
No steaming. No wallpaper. Polycell Easy Strip. It only takes 2 ticks.
Chris Hay, really experienced England international, and another person with caps to bring onto court. Well, it's the sort of thing that you'd like to have as a coach, the luxury of bringing that standard of player on. But he starts with a service, and Mark Brennan starts in familiar style, forcing the ball inside Stuart Watson's block and down the front of the net. And as we can see here, as he hits hard against the block, the ball comes down the Malory side of court. So, consequently, as side out, 0-0 still in this first set. Jeff Brio signalling the ball outside the aerial there, but great defence from Liverpool, and they've come out fighting. They've come out showing that they want to still be in this game, John.
It's the one thing that Liverpool always will have and always do have, and that is that they will never give up.
Richard Dobell then, the England captain, again with another service, and his service has well today.
No, on the he's using this jump serve, which he uses a lot on the beach, and unfortunately he's just not quite timing it right. You know, the ball's actually too far forward on that one.
So a float serve this time, great pass from Chris Hay there, ending up on his side but making the play. And the ball's still alive, chance now for Malory to kill it, goes out wide to Williams, but Williams just goes over the baseline.
It's rare to see a mistake from Jefferson Williams.
Looks at himself, just lost a bit of balance in the air, over-rotated, and the ball went long over the baseline. And a kill there from the Liverpool players to convert there. So that takes them to an early 2-0 lead in this third set. So does Smet serves. Ball into play. Watson again controls the hit from backcourt. Brennan with the chance to kill. And a net touch called on Jefferson Williams, the London Malory coach. He doesn't like that one.
2 mistakes from Jefferson Williams, I said. Does he or does?
Well, we could be looking at a change
yes, I think
here.
so.
Could be looking at a change here. Always difficult when you are the coach on court to make those substitutions and those changes. Again, Mark Brennan working the ball off Jefferson Williams' hands, and he's not looking happy now, John.
Well, as I said, it's very rare for him to make mistakes, and he's been done 3 times in this set so far. So,
and having been done on that one, that takes Liverpool to a 4-0 lead in this third set. Great start for them, the best start they've had, but Chris Hay comes back with the hammer.
Yeah, he was the kind of person you can rely on in a difficult situation, and that was very much case in point.
Back at the service line then, as John said, Stash Mozanowski. First cup final for him, and he was desperately hungry to win this game earlier on, whereas some of the other campaigners in the Malory team have seen it all before, and Chris Hay, who's seen it nearly 12 times before, just not bothered, just getting out there and giving it some.
Doing what he does best. Here it is, a set-up, Chris up, and boom, there it is, roll of the shoulder.
Made great use of the inside block. So Stash Mozanowski this time going on the jump serve, very effective indeed. Gone out wide to Mark Brennan, and a chance to pick it. That's a great free ball in from him. Again, Chris Hay, and Chris Hay has come on and done the job. Demolition man.
He's burning like fire, isn't he? I mean, 3 times they go to him, 3 times they score points. What can you say? Ball goes up in the air. Richard comes in and sets the ball, and Chris puts the ball away.
Well, Chris Hay, the sort of man who in a training session is quite happy to go and stand in the middle of the court and let players hit balls at him and shout, hit me harder. And he really gets things fired up on court, and that's the type of mentality that the Malory players need on court at the moment. Well, a touch there from the Liverpool player, managed to get that off of Dobell's outside hand. A very good kill from Simon Guest, and that means a side out for Liverpool. And Liverpool still 4-3 up in this set. Great shot there. Well, somehow Chris Hay gets a hand on that jump serve. Stash Mozanowski shovels it over the net, and it's Mike Keevy with a chance to set to Mark Brennan, and a great one-handed pick up there from Chris Eaton, using his wrong hand, his right hand there. Ball goes up high. The chance for Malory, but they roll it in, and this time Liverpool must try and kill the ball one-on-one, and Richard Guest finds a bit of form again.
Excellent. Obviously, the resting on the bench there made a big difference to him. He's come back, he's all fired up for it, and he's gone to 5-3.
Well, that has to be put down as clever coaching to get a player back in the game.
No question.
Richard Guest could be tremendously influential. He's a real, what we call a slime hitter in the game. Doesn't always put it straight on the floor, but he gets it off players and he works it around, and 2 in a row. Great firepower from him.
Yeah, again, he's another player who seems to be on fire at the moment. You know, he hasn't seen a lot of the ball. Suddenly he's getting a couple of hits and feeling good about himself.
As a setter, John, you tend to get a feeling for the players that are really on fire, and you tend to go to them?
No question, that's exactly what I would do. You look to the players who are feeling good about themselves and getting into the groove.
Mark Brennan then back at the service line. Another tough serve, and that really has disrupted Malory's passing rhythm. They're forced to feed over another free ball, and here's Mark Brennan coming from the back line. Great pick-up from Chris Eaton onto the net in first ever.
Yeah, well, there we see it, you know, both sides of what's been going on, where the momentum goes to one side and then it turns around and goes back to the other side. And yeah, I mean, Liverpool are definitely in this and looking like they're going to win this set.
Well, it's a great call from you. You said that Jefferson had changed the side again and made substitutions, and already we're seeing a change in the pattern of play on the court. And now Stuart Watson, for the first time, doesn't manage to kill the first ball, and Richard Guest gets another chance to put away. Mike Keevy then, the Liverpool setter, back at the service line. Great serve to Chris Eaton, but Chris Eaton, such a competitor, comes back with a pass, but then a hitting error, and that gives 9-3 to Liverpool. Ball out high and wide, and the lefty comes in, tries to cut the angle, but it's too great for him. So Mike Keevy looking quite impish there back at the service line. A little smile from him. Let's see what he's going to come up with next time on the service. Well, not as good a pass there from Chris Eaton again. They've gone to Chris Eaton, tries to use the ball, but he's blocked again, and that's another hitting error. This is real trouble for Malory.
Looking very, very confused. Looks like he wanted to make a substitution, wasn't able to do so. People unhappy on the court. When you get unhappiness, you get errors.
And the two Guest brothers there celebrating that point and letting Chris Eaton know that he'd been well and truly stuffed. So Mike McKeevy back at the service line again, produces a fantastic response, gets the ball back straight away for a free hit, but unfortunately feeds De Smet too tight to the net, who commits a net infringement and just reaches up and touches the top of the net tape. So consequently automatic side out to London Malory, 3-10 down. So will Richard Dobell jump serve, John?
I don't think so. I think we're going to see a much more controlled play from Richard.
Yeah, good call there from John as Richard just rolls the ball into court, and a great block there from Grant Martindale. They brought Grant Martindale, the other Martindale brother, onto court, possibly for Chris Hay to try and shore up that block.
I think they brought him on for Chris Eaton and to actually make sure that the blocking's very tight on the net.
Excellent finish there and a good decision from Williams. Well, gone to the middle again, and Malory make the block. Well, tough block outside and just rolled across. Great kill from De Smet. Richard Dobell there shouting out the instructions to his players. And when he's talking to his players, John, what is he calling to them when the setter is talking?
He's talking to his players as to where he wants them to cover and what he wants them to do. It's very important, the communication from the setter to the hitters, so they know what they're going to be doing next.
He wouldn't have communicated that, though, would he? Hit out of court.
No, he wouldn't have.
Well, Jefferson Williams there, face every picture story, don't it? And Jefferson Williams not happy with that one. But a service error from Liverpool, mind you, at 11-4 up. Maybe they've got the opportunity to be relaxed about that.
I think you've got to make sure you win the set, first of all. My advice would be to get on and win it.
So Grant Martindale with the service goes out to De Smet, and De Smet on his last rotation in this front line, which could be telling later on in this set. Ball goes up, high set outside to Brennan. Brennan goes across court. He's losing a bit of firepower now late in the day. And Chris Hay down the line, but Keevy with a fantastic pickup. That was... And he's controlling the game again. The playmaker getting the ball out wide to Brennan. And again, we've got another long rally. And this is superb hitting and superb defence from both of these teams. Now, a free ball chance. Surely we're going to get a kill here. Well, no kill still. It's still alive. Oh, and so unlucky for Liverpool. And Paul Fagan laughing about that one, John.
Yeah, I think all he can do is laugh about it. I mean, it's one of those really tough points, isn't it? Ball comes up. It's a lovely ball made here. Picked up again. Knuckled in, and all he can do, he can't quite reach it.
Well, that was so unlucky for Liverpool. They played so well in that rally, especially Keevy there for some fantastic defence. And it's him that's back in again, picking the ball up well. Two marvellous defences from Liverpool, but not coming up with any of the goods.
You've got to win the points, I'm afraid, no matter how good you are at making the pickups.
And that's a little bit of confidence there, possibly for Malory. The ball coming up off Richard Dobell, and Keevy giving it everything but can't make the play. But Dobell and Keevy, both the setters there, making superb defensive plays. That brings Liverpool back to 6-11, but silly blocking error there from the Malory players, and the side out reverts automatically to Liverpool.
That was Jefferson again. Afraid it was him. He actually caught the aerial on that one.
Tom de Smet, then the Belgian, number 10, back at the service line. Ball into Richard Dobell from Malory, and going to Stash Merzanowski, but not as quite as reliable as Alex Porter or Stuart Watson, John.
No question, not as good, and the ball was much higher. The take was much higher. The delivery, the ball was going out.
Just a few timing problems there again. In Stuart Watson, this time wails that one wildly out over the sideline, and that takes Liverpool to 13-6 in this cup final. John, everybody wrote Liverpool off before this game, and afraid you and I weren't particularly complimentary, so what a fantastic performance to be here. Great serve there from Fagan. And ball into Richard Dobell, Chris Hay again, but again a wild hit. A wild hit. So set point unbelievably to Liverpool. Well, not so unbelievably, they're playing really well in this game. The defence has been... And a great ball in there from Malory, and again from the backcourt, it's the hammer, Stuart Watson.
Finally, Stuart's woken up in this set. Don't know where he's been for the last, 14 odd points.
Chris Hay, number 2, back at the service line. Deep serve onto Paul Fagan, but he's passed very well in this game for a middle player. And that's a great swing there. Grant Martindale goes hard off. Simon gets inside hand. And that keeps Malory alive, and in this game takes it to 7-14. Great flat serve, puts Brennan under pressure, gets the ball into Keevy to Smet again, but this time he's been called, hit straight into the aerial. Now the aerial, John, what are the aerials on a net?
The aerials are on there to actually say that there's a certain area that you can play the ball between. And in fact, the theory is that they should go right up in the air as far as you possibly can, so the ball actually has to be played round and across the net, rather than coming around the outside edges.
Well, the Liverpool team still fired up, but John, this has been a fantastic reward for Lenny Barry. Done many things in the game, has been a fantastic servant of the game, but a cup final place for him. He must be proud.
Yeah, I think he's done extremely well. I mean, he's obviously president of our competitions in English volleyball, a job that I used to do. Yeah, he's done pretty much everything in English volleyball, and he's a real bastion for the sport.
And now he's taken his side, Liverpool, to a cup final, and obviously with a tremendous amount of help from his own players. Here, just a hitting error out over the baseline from Richard. So that gives another point to Malory, takes him to 9-14, and they're still coming back in this set. Ball up, still alive. Great set from Keevy out wide. And Tom de Smet forced just to roll that one. And this time it's Grant Martindale. And they've left the ball. They've left the ball. A little bit of jinx there, I think. A little bit of tomfoolery from the Liverpool players.
No question of that. They both knew the ball was out. They're just fooling around.
Well, as the ball comes up here off the block, it was clearly going to be Liverpool's point, and just to rub it in, the Liverpool players give it a bit of, oh, we're not going to touch that one. So the ball back into play, and again, clever tip and a little nod of the head from Jeff Williams.
There's experience for you, still 29 years young.
So Jeff there maintaining his age at the net, but young Grant Martindale back at the service line, number 5. Delivers a service pressure onto Simon Guest, but he responds. Great ball in. Tom de Smet down. Again, good decision. Mike Keevy is really making some great picks on this setting. So again, it's set point to Tom de Smet. 14-9 up for Liverpool. Ball into Richard Dobell. Chris Hay rolls and off the block. Well, that's canny hitting from Chris Hay.
Experience again. We've seen a lot of experienced stuff going on out here. That was a very, very experienced hit. He looked at the block, just rolled it off him, and there it went. Here he goes. Sees the block and rolls it off.
Oh yeah, great hitting from Chris Hay, and that means that Malory back at the service line somehow still stay in this set. Maybe not for much longer. Another great kill this time from Mark Brennan, rested across the back line, back on, and really hit, swinging hard in the front court. So Martindale in the back line waiting for the ball to be served on him. It is served on him. Passes into Richard Bell. This time Stuart Watson goes across court. Another great hit.
Well, it's his second good hit so far this set, so you never know, Malory might still win this set.
Well, they're still in there, they're still fighting, and that's one of the things that has meant this team has won so many awards over the years, because people like Stuart Watson and Richard Dobell just do not give up the fight, and that's a great kill there. Keeps them in the touch. And a hitting error this time from Mark Brennan, trying to go for a soft roll shot.
Yeah, it was a very good idea. There was lots of space for it, but unfortunately you've got to complete.
Chris Hayes still shouting there. Ash Merzanowski back to the service line with his jump serve, and that can be influential in a game, but a great pass there from Richard Guest, and a fantastic kill from Simon Guest, his brother. Well, it's the Guest show at the moment. Ball out wide, and over he goes. Nice effort. So, brings them back to set point again with this man, Mark Brennan, serving. Takes a bit of heat off, goes to Stuart Watson through the middle, and there's nothing you can do about that one. Well, that keeps Malory in unbelievably. 10-14 set. They were 6-14 down, but they've scrapped their way all the way back, and that was a three-man block waiting for Watson, but he still found his angle. Well, Chris Hay, the old battler, never say die, back at the service line, gives it some stick into court, and this time it's a massive block. And who's there? Only Stuart Watson and Richard Dobell getting up and putting the lights out. John, they sealed a block then?
Certainly did. That's what they call a roof in the business. And that wasn't just a roof, that had a few eaves on it too.
That was marvellous. Down into court, and again, real pressure there. Richard Guest, the ball hit into net and given as 4 touches by the international referee, Jeff Brio. So Richard Dobell there standing with his hands on his head, trying to obstruct the passer's vision. 12-14 down in this cup final in the third set. Already 2 sets to love up. Great service there, but taken and passed him very well. Mark Brennan makes the play and makes the kill. Was that going out, John?
It was well out. But hey, that's what the game of volleyball is all about. Here we go, the backcourt hit's made, and he reaches, look, and it's quite high.
Well, another chance for a free point, but this ball goes in. Still set point here. Martindale forces the ball, and this is it. This is a chance to kill for the set, to take it to 2-1. And De Smet does the business. De Smet comes from position 2 and nails it off the top of the Malory blocker's hands. And unbelievably, in this men's National Cup final, Liverpool have taken a set, taken it to 2-1. John, where's Jefferson Williams going to go from here?
I already told you where he's going to go from here. He'll put his best 6 players on the court, and they'll win. But, I mean, they did fantastically well to take in this game. Really good.
And there, Tom De Smet comes through from 2 and nails it on the floor, and that takes it to 2-1 in favour of Malory.
Sky Sports proudly presents
England 99, World Cup of Cricket.
3 former England captains head our expert commentary team. 24 exclusively live games, over 6 weeks of first-class one-day international cricket.
Our coverage is complete.
England meet world champion Sri Lanka in the opening match live on May 14th.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Watch Sky Sports for the winning team. New Nivea Sun Spray, the lotion in a spray.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Look, I'm sorry, but I was passing and your door was ajar. I'm afraid you've been burgled.
Joking.
They've completely ransacked the place.
Oh my goodness, you're right. Oh, how awful. Well, it doesn't look like they've taken too much.
Oh, good.
No, they must have got disturbed and just run off.
Yeah.
I better get on and sort it out. Hi, I think it's about time I got a cleaner. Could you manage about 3 hours a week? Great, hang on a sec.
You do not want to see what they have done in your bathroom.
Who wants to save tax-free? For our ISA guide, call 0800 520 420.
I wear glasses. This is why I am in this business.
When I was a child, I wear lenses, very strong lenses.
Like a bottle of milk, it was a nightmare. I am big myopia. I have a big myopia.
Today, I am wearing the same strong lenses, but they are very thin.
And now I am very sexy with my lenses.
This April on Channel 4's new film channel, Film 4.
Let's play.
I don't know how to do anything else. Neither do I.
Are you going to try to have sex with me?
No.
Didn't even cross your mind?
No. Well, no. You can have a perfect smile.
Whether you're a satellite, cable or digital customer, you can add Film 4 to your existing package from just £5.99 a month.
Your queen. I know she's like the richest woman in the world. What does she do?
It's the best in modern independent cinema. To subscribe, call free on 0800 064 4044.
It will make you the highest paid football player in Europe.
We just have a few other requests.
Like a Ferrari.
A Ferrari.
And a boat.
A boat.
No problem.
Actually, I'd like a Ferrari boat.
We can do that.
And I'd like an aardvark. And an acrobat.
Good.
And a ballerina.
Why not get two?
And a Bunsen burner.
Gonna be getting hungry? Grab a Snickers. Nothing handles your hunger better.
And I'd like to change the name of the team to the Gwendolyn's.
That's reasonable.
Hungry? Why wait?
New Nivea Sun Spray. It helps protect your skin.
We have got a real dogfight on here at the Ponds Forge Arena in unexpectedly, Malory, we thought they'd go through 3-0, but unexpectedly Liverpool have come up looking for a fight, and they have taken this really to Malory, and it's gone 2-1. Liverpool taking the third set and keeping themselves in this game. Well, great work from Alex Porter, available as always for Richard Dobell to find him in the middle, and De Smet there reusing the ball off the block and going cross court this time, the Liverpool players. So Jeff Williams left with a set out wide. Martindale just misuses that one, but Jefferson saying sorry for the set, mate.
Yeah, you can see the set come up high here, and he doesn't quite get his body in the right position for the hit, and it's a little bit too far in front of him.
So the side out at 0-0 still goes to Liverpool. There's Mike Keevy, the Liverpool setter, breathing a sigh of relief after putting that set in the bag. And that looked like a great service down the line. That was an ace serve from Richard Guest. Not had the best time so far in this game, John, but comes back with an ace.
Yeah, ball landing just in there was absolutely first class. He made some great hits earlier on in that last set. So.
Well, he drilled that one down the line. He's gone for the line shot again, trying to give his chances to Liverpool. He's taken them to 1-0, but again, Dobell going with that middle attack. It's called a quick attack, John. Why is it called a quick attack?
Quick, because there's very little time in fit for the set to the hitter.
As opposed to a set which goes out wide, which takes longer time to get there, yeah?
Yeah, or a B quick, which would be a slower set to the middle.
And a great kill from Williams again. You talk about him being a mass hitter, but that was superb.
Oh, yeah, and he's picked his spot too. Here's the set coming up. You see him, he just picks the spot to hit it into. You can't get anything technically better than that.
Great work and an ace serve from Malory, and that takes the scores to 2-1, sorry, in Malory's favour. And that really is a bonus, and just what you said, John, you said that he'd bring back on a stronger six, and that would settle it down.
I also think that Jefferson himself, because he really didn't have a very good set the previous set, a lot of hitting mistakes, and I think he looks much happier because he's got the players he's used to on.
Right, Jeff Williams serving there himself, goes to Paul Fagan in the middle, Mike Keevy, the Liverpool setter, but picked up this time, and that's a tremendous amount of weight from Watson from the back court, but doesn't manage to put the ball away. Richard Dobell has a quick look, and not feeding particularly well outside to John Martindale with a superb block. He telegraphed that second hit, didn't he?
He certainly did. I mean, both you and I smiled the moment we saw him go up, because we knew what was going to happen. Not that when he goes in here, really recycled the ball beautifully, and we all knew he was going to hit.
And Paul Fagan knew, and Mark Brennan knew of Liverpool, and they put their hands over the net and roofed him out of sight. So it was a great kill. Richard Dobell feeds wide out to Martindale. That's a better set. And double jump there from Paul Fagan keeps the ball alive for Liverpool. Another high set out wide from Williams this time. Tom De Smet sprawling on the floor and getting a great pick-up for the Liverpool team, so the ball's still in play. Another chance to kill for Watson, and De Smet makes a pick-up. That was pick-up of the game, I think. That was a superb play. And still the Liverpool players going. It's like a gallery out there. Is Keevy going to put it away? No, the setter gets his chance, doesn't put away. So a roll shot in. This is a free ball chance for Liverpool, and they really have earned this point if they take it. And De Smet down, but still no chance. Well, no approach there, so nothing left for Dobell, and it's down! Well, Liverpool earned that one.
They certainly did. Fantastic pickups. I mean, you know, and it wasn't just one pickup, it was a series of pickups you had going on there, just out of the top draw. Here we can see some of it going on. Richard sets the ball in, sets the ball up, picked up, bounces off the block and down.
Great hands there from Mark Brennan. And just laughing with his setter, Mike Keevy. They really enjoyed that run of play. But there's Paul Fagan, 32 years old, coming back in. And as a middle player, John, he won't be wanting too many of those approaches in a rally.
Your knees start to go after a while, especially when you have to make approaches again and again and again, as you do as a middle player.
So De Smet then, the Belgian junior, back at the service line. Again, we've got some sweat on the court, and that very sensibly being cleared up by the officials. And De Smet is going to serve now and try and keep Liverpool in this game. It's 2-all. Liverpool battling back. And it's an ace serve. Wonderful ace serve, straight down the middle. Bit of confusion from the Malory passers, do you think?
No question, they both looked at each other there, and you can tell, you know, when people are looking at each other, it's a husband and wife serve. And it calls husband and wife because it's no, yours, dear. No, 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 yours, dear.
Well, that time didn't go husband and wife down the divorce court, but played up by John Martindale. Great roll shot. Oh, that was quality vision from Dobell.
Yeah, yeah, very, very good. He saw that there was a big block facing him and decided to roll the ball over the top. Here we see it. First attack, second pick up, comes back over and just rolls it out.
There is some stunning Liverpool defence going on that court, and it's making Malory work for every single thing that they earn. But a hitting error, just not high enough there from Mike Keevy.
No, the set's just not high enough for the hitter to take it over the net. Just didn't get up high enough for him.
So Malory get the automatic side out at 3-all. That's Alex Porter serving into the middle of the net, and that's another bad service error. Don't think his service game has worked for him today.
No, no, I think you're right there. He's got to get his head back into the game. We said about people getting out of the game.
Paul Fagan then serving onto Chris Eaton. Great passing from Chris Eaton, and Martindale trying to work that off the block. And Malory seem to have lost a tremendous amount of rhythm. They are nothing like the team that started this game at the moment. They're hitting a little bit scared. They're getting blocked a lot. They're getting defended by the Liverpool team a lot. And then just as we say that, Williams puts it on the floor.
It's a bit of a commentator's gaff on that one, really.
You need patience when you're out there on court, and Malory showed some patience.
It's a great hit again from Jefferson Williams.
Straight down in between.
Yeah,
great effort. And there is Jefferson, 39-year-old warhorse out on court, and he's really given it some in this game. Amazing how it can still mean so much to him, John, after so much time.
He is there isn't anybody else like him in English volleyball, and he's such a good coach, a good player. You know, he is definitely going to be part of the future of English volleyball in a big way.
And there's Richard Dobell coming up. And Simon Guest learns his lesson, makes the right decision, goes straight over Richard Dobell into the far corner. That's a great kill, and again Jefferson Williams not looking particularly happy with the defensive setup of his team. And very good set from Keevy there, spreading the ball wide. So back goes Mark Brennan to the service line, delivers a jump serve, and Watson this time gets the ball down. It's not always about power with Stuart Watson. I've been really impressed with his patience in this game.
Yeah, he picks his spots and he knows what he's doing. I'm very impressed with him.
Richard Dobell then number 9. Malory, England, Great Britain captain, back at the service line and hammers that serve, and that's the reward they want, and Jefferson kills the overpass.
Yeah, that's the way they should have been playing for about the last set and a half.
Very nice finish from Williams, so Dobell back again after earning that point for his side. A great roll serve this time, choosing not to go with the full out power, choosing just to keep it in, and that's produced the result they want. Here's a free ball chance with Williams coming through. Great kill, cross court, and that was fantastic. It's Malory to 6-3 up in this third set, and I think we've got a bit of rhythm back for Malory, and a timeout forced there after that fantastic hit from Williams by Lenny Barry, the Liverpool coach, and away the players go to take on some fluid for 30 seconds and listen to what their coaches have got to say.
Right spot, keep the momentum with us. Together, guys. Just together. Hey, come on,
Well, we've just got a picture here of Danny Weems, who's actually one of the Malory players. He's actually cup tied for this game. He's the young player of the year.
Something from Weems in later years, aren't we? Only 16 years old, but already over 2 metres.
Just turned 17.
Oh, fantastic player. And there is Jefferson Williams just discussing with Jeff Breer, and Danny Weems waiting for the decision, but I think he's the future of English volleyball.
Absolutely no question. He and some of his colleagues.
So service from Liverpool again to try and get themselves back into the set, and oh, well, Stuart Watson tying himself in knots to try and hit that ball, but unable to guide it in. Yeah, just a demonstration there.
Just by his elbow, yeah, rather than above his head.
To get it in court, just missed out the back, so another point for Liverpool, but a fantastic kill, and again, this time by Chris Eaton out of the front line position 2, left-handed cross court, and no answer to that. So Malory 6-4 up in this 4th set and trying to take and keep control of this National Cup final. Remember, 2 sets to 1 up for this team. Good serve from Stuart Watson. De Smet goes cross court, but John Martindale's on that one. And there comes Watson from backcourt. Fantastic pick-up by Mark Brennan. Keeps it somehow in the playing area, but feeds it back over. Free ball chance, surely a kill. And there we have Williams out of the position 4. They fell for the crossover, and they went to Williams.
Yeah, the thing is that they've got complete control of the game now. The ball is completely, and you know, Malory are picking their spots, and it's very much Liverpool need to do something more, I'm afraid, if they're going to come back in this set.
Chris Eaton, number 12, back, and there's a substitution being called, and Simon Guest, number 8, the Liverpool captain, coming off for a bit of a backcourt break. And we'll see who's him on the court any minute now. There's Richard Guest, his brother, hitting cross court, trying to make the side out. Oh, fine play there, free ball. And again, well, it's Malory's turn to make the defence and show what they're made of. Fantastic play out over the sideline. And Steve Long has come on backcourt for Liverpool to try and shore it up and to give Simon Guest a bit of a break. But fantastic set out wide, and Jefferson Williams goes cross court. De Smet, nothing he can do about it with a bearing arm. Chris Eaton still with serve, his team at 8-4. Ball tight to the net. Oh, nice jump from Williams. It's a backcourt blocker. Well, the referee hasn't called that one. He's decided to let the play go. And Jefferson tries to hit his way out of that, but gets roofed. Well, what happened there was that Mike Keevy, the setter, came through from backcourt to form a backcourt block. Unfortunately, the referee didn't quite spot it, one of those difficult things to spot, and Jefferson Williams was roofed, really, there by Paul Fagan. Great blocking from Paul Fagan in Liverpool, and that keeps Liverpool in. And there's the Liverpool blockers watching intently through the net as Richard Guest goes back to the service line. Good take from Williams, and this time it's Porter not able to put the ball down. Goes up for the block, and Paul Fagan, great work there. Takes it to 6-8 to Liverpool.
Paul Fagan getting really worked up about this situation right now, so, you know, maybe we got a game back on.
Well, unbelievably,
it's a big jam ball, they call it.
And there's Paul Fagan coming up with the ball, and he was happy. So Guest goes again, jump serve line. Well, not necessarily the best decision, John.
Very poor decision, I'm afraid. He threw the ball a little bit too far in front of him, which is the reason why he overhit the ball.
They've relinquished service pressure, and it's Jefferson Williams, number 14, at the service line. A canny little short serve puts Paul Fagan under pressure, and a wild hit out over the back line. And it's been given as a touch. Mark Brennan's managed to find the hands there, and a little smile again. That was by the merest of fingernails, John.
No question. I didn't see who touched it. The ref did, and that's all that matters.
Good spot by the ref. Ball comes in there to Richard Dobell. He feeds Alex Porter, and that's another hitting error from Malory. And Alex Porter just sticks the ball out over the sideline, and that keeps the score there at 6-8. Liverpool still in this set. Tom De Smet serving. Chris Eaton passing the ball. John Martindale goes cross court. Great read. Oh, fantastic chase by Steve Long there. Motors out of court and keeps that in play. And John Martindale just rolls over the net. Paul Fagan goes off the hands and out. And this is turning into another dogfight. 7-8, Liverpool down.
Well, we say what are Liverpool best at doing? That's fighting. And they've proven it again here. They just don't give up. Don't give up on any point.
So they brought it back to 7-8, and this is getting exciting. Well, a great hit out of backcourt from Watson, and I think clear touch there signalled by the lines person. And as he comes out of backcourt, here goes off the top of Paul Fagan's hands. Yeah, well spotted, and let's touched it. So Alex Porter back to the service line. Better serve from him this time. Goes to Fagan. Great blocking from Malory. Ball goes behind and wide, and that's a superb wipe off again from De Smet. And Keevy, Mike Keevy, the Liverpool setter, John, is all over the place.
Yeah, he's having to be at the moment, but I have to say he's winning the battle, so, you know.
Good play there, and a great call. Timeout, side out, and off comes Steve Long, number 7, after that fantastic running pick-up out the back of the court, and he should look a bit more happy with himself than he is. And on Simon gets to try and shore up this middle block again, chatting to Mike Keevy immediately as he gets on and talking about the players he needs to block out there on court. And one of the players they need to stop is Jeff Williams. So Jeff's hurting out on court there, John.
Yeah, well, he's an old man, isn't he? So, you know, but I suspect he'll keep going. That's the kind of person he is.
So ball in, and again, another chance for Malory to score. Great pick-up from John Martindale. And just transported over the net. Chance for Liverpool to score, and it's a daisy.
I think we've all done that one, haven't we? When you think you've actually got the ball in your hands and you haven't, you try and set it and it's not there.
Well, unfortunate mistake for Mike Keevy, and the saving grace, obviously, that it didn't hit him in the face. At least it went straight down to the floor. Oops-a-daisy, he's not happy with that one. But it's an automatic side out, 9-7 to Malory. John Martindale with the serve. Pops that one over. Nice short serve, and that's put a lot of pressure on Liverpool. And Brennan trying to do the kill job from there. Very difficult for him. And Richard goes out to Chris Eaton. Richard Doble finds Chris Eaton, and no touch. And he's wailed that one over the baseline.
Well, unfortunately, it is a touch, because the referee's actually called a touch, so just touched on the actual blocker there.
Oh, touch by Tom de Smet. Richard Dobell, then number 9, Malory captain. Service line, and another huge hit on the service, but passed very well by Liverpool. Great read by John Martindale, and he turns that back to Chris Eaton, one-on-one blocker, but Tom de Smet keeps it alive for Liverpool. Rolls over to deep line. Well, that ball looked like it was going out, but Martindale decides to take it, and here comes Williams. Oh, he absolutely crowned that one.
Well, what can you say about this man? I said he's the best mass hitter in the business, and it was absolutely excellent. You look at the swing hit here, up he comes, mass in front of it, and the left hand into the chest. Excellent technique, excellent power.
Richard Dobell, then his side 11-7 up in this fourth set, and 2-1 up in this National Cup Final. Alex Porter there forced to make the pick-up, but does it very well. Back to Chris Eaton. Chris Eaton still can't put the ball on the floor. Great read from Mark Brennan. And Richard Guest working that one off the net, and a net touch from the blockers.
No, there was no net touch there, I'm afraid. It's a bit of second referee not quite getting that one right. Still, never mind.
Okay, so Mike Keevy for Liverpool, grateful of that. Back at the service line for the side out, and what a fantastic set. But still, Chris Eaton not able to put that ball away. The ball comes over. Again, a free ball. Good chance for a kill here. Williams comes in from the side, but this time Simon Guest reads him, or Mark Brennan reads him, sorry, in back court. Mike Keevy this time goes back to net. Haven't heard a bit from Tom de Smet for a while, but it looks like he's getting back into the game. And there we go. Eaton giving it everything cross-court, but not making the shot.
Yeah, it's a first hitting error he's made for a while, though. It's a bit harsh to give him a hard time on that one. Here we are, beautiful pickup. Goes back to him. He tried to beat the leather off the ball and just put it in the net.
Brings Liverpool back to 8-11, and they're the ones trying to make the comeback in this fourth set. After that, very, very good comeback from Malory in set number 3, which of course Liverpool eventually closed out. Richard Guest hitting off of the Malory player's hands, earns his team another side out. Oh, sorry, earns his team another point, takes them to 9-11. Gets up nice and high and just finds the hands on Watson.
Chop these up, cod, peas and chips.
Oh, enough! What booty did you bring for my pleasure?
Mom, it seems to navigate me through all the channels of my desire.
Your desire, and what of mine, Walter?
Or whatever you wish. It guides you through abundance of riches, comedy, action, romance.
Sky Box Office delivers a new world of movie entertainment. Call now and switch to Sky Digital.
Romantic comedy?
Tragic romantic comedy.
Like funny comedy?
Just maybe.
Do I use it more? No. Has it gone up in value? No. Am I 18 again? No. Have I moved to a dodgy area? Has it suddenly turned into a sports car? Have I ever had an accident? No. So, Am I happy my car insurance has gone up? No. What, did I phone direct line? Yes. Did I get a good deal? Yes. Would I like to be 18 again? Yes.
So for easy, low-cost motor insurance, better talk direct line.
No, but don't worry about that.
If you look there, if you look that side.
That's fine. No, that's just how it is.
Somebody's going that way.
No, it's okay. If we get the sun in the morning, lovely.
Where's west?
Cellnet are giving you 2 people for free. Choose any 2 people and you can call their landlines free off-peak until the millennium. For an existing Cellnet digital subscriber or you'd like to join, just call 0800 40 50 30 or contact your local retailer.
Bounty. Experience the exotic. Go on, Colin. Show the people how they can transform their gardens with Cuprinol's beautiful garden shades. He can change colour, you know.
Can't you, Colin?
Oh, well, you'll have to take my word for it. Garden shades from Cuprinol.
Belgian junior international goes back to the service line and Desmet serves on to Martindale. So ball goes out to Martindale wide, but a great pick up from Simon Guest, one-handed across court. And that's a fantastic play from Mark Brennan, and he earns his team another point. That takes them to 10-11 down in this 4th set.
Yeah, and there's a bit of pressure and a bit of panic occurring on the Malory side.
Well, Malory really do need a swift side out here. They need a good... They need a big kill, and they've gone to the middle, and again, great kill into the corner, John.
Yeah, he saw the spot again. Richard really did an excellent job on that one. He saw where the gap was and went for it. Putting on Grant Martindale now for Alex Porter.
So Alex Porter gone to back court. Grant Martindale replacing him, giving him a breather, and Grant Martindale is on for defensive role in back court, and he's the man that gets to serve. Here comes Desmet, and well, no defensive role there when you've got that sort of power against you.
Very much so, and again, the middle blocker not getting into position. I think, you know, it's strange to see that Stewart not getting there, but he certainly didn't get there, and there was nowhere they could pick it up.
Well, pass from Chris Eaton goes B to Stuart Watson, and Mike Keevy has made the stuff. The little Liverpool setter has made the stuff block down into the middle of court. Fantastic play.
That kind of thing that makes the games actually happen. This is how you're going to win the matches.
Unbelievable. It's taken it to 11-all, and there, the look of exasperation on Liverpool players' faces. That was a service error out over the back line. And Malory come back to the service line with John Martindale, and, well, they're looking quiet out there on court, John.
Certainly are. Got to pick up their game again. Got to get their rhythm back.
Well, a good serve and an opportunity to get it back now. Great play, good defence from John Martindale. Goes back line to Jeff Williams. And that's still alive. The net tape slowing the ball down, making it possible to defend. Well, great play from Grant Martindale there as he brings that one up from backcourt, and both sides putting on an absolutely fantastic defensive display. Desmet unable to put that one away, and Watson there, again, available all the time.
It truly is the difference between the two sides. Once they sort of like really go with it, you see this excellent hitting, excellent picking up, but the option of having that excellent middle attack, that dynamic middle attack, good impact on the ball.
You're quite right, John. Lot of excellence there, definitely. Anyway, Martindale back at the service line, and he's taken his team to 12-11, and they need to maintain this pressure in the 4th set, otherwise it's going all the way. Fine shot there from Mark Brennan. He's got the kill outside and off the blocker's hands, and the Liverpool fans are waking up again.
Chris Eaton actually caught this ball here. He did acknowledge it.
Mark Brennan, and Mark Brennan unfortunately into the net. Again, we said, looking tired out there.
Yeah, it's very hard to be on him. He's played so well all game, you can't really have too much of a go at him. But yeah, looking a little bit tired there.
So another jump server back at the line. Richard Dobell going to give this one everything, and does. He roasts that, but that's a great pass in there. Brennan, and Mark Brennan again out the back line. Gets it through the blockers and down onto the floor.
I think that makes up for the service error. Getting himself pumped up, definitely. It's the side that wants it the most now is going to win.
Oh, great kill from Brennan, and that means Liverpool 11-12 down in this fourth set are still in it. And Mike Keevy, their setter, very instrumental in this comeback. Serves again, and that's a superb block from De Smet on Williams. Takes it to 12-all. What about that, John?
Well, situations they set at, he had nowhere to go in terms of a hitter. The set gave him very little options, which is very strange.
Oh, fine kill block and more defensive play from Liverpool. This is just absolute wizardry out there on the court. This is fantastic, and then it's left to Chris Eaton to whack that one away across court.
Yeah, you're seeing the best that both sides have got here, and they're really going for it. And here we can see the ball comes up, the set comes in, and Chris Eaton puts the ball away, and the defender can't get to it.
That's great work, and it's Stuart Watson, that man, back at the service line, confirming that he's served to either player or position 5 with the coach. And he's gone to position 5. It's a good serve, but De Smet buries across court, and you just don't get more convincing than that.
The defence just hadn't formed up enough to cover that particular one. The setter sets the ball up, and we just haven't gone deep enough back, and there's space between the two players.
Simon gets the Liverpool captain in this unbelievable men's final back at the service line, but there we go. Alex Porter doing the job again. Chris Eaton back now, 12-all, and his side in real trouble in this fourth set. They were leading, they looked comfortable, but back have come Liverpool through mainly this man, De Smet, and another fine side out. A great decision to go line, and Dobell just unable to bring that one up, and there's Spooner giving it some from the touch line, as it were, cheering his team on. So influential in terms of supporting this Liverpool team. Right, Richard Guest at the service line, 12-all, smiling his way through this set, and that's possibly been one of the fact that these guys are so relaxed, and he can't chase that one down, John. Not enough room in the arena.
He hit the wall at the back there. I feel for him. Look at his arm like that. Dear oh my. Yeah, it's so much about... Here we see the set come up. Lovely hit from Jefferson Williams. Ball flies off, and he actually comes flying.
Well, him and Stuart Watson, they've been the go-to men under pressure, and they've really kept Malory in this set at the moment. Well, there's a great play from Brennan, and it's down. Marvellous blocking. And there's Richard Dobell screaming. He really wants this now.
We've had a point now for 5 minutes. Gives you some idea of just how close this game really is.
It's an incredible number of rotations to go through. It's now 13-12 to Malory, and the timeout called by Liverpool. Lenny Barry having to steady the ship. And let's wait and see what he's got to say to his players.
Correctly, quality, decisive, right? Beat the pass, good balling, good distribution, and cover. We must be on the pick this ball up if it comes, and we must be down to up and choosing the right side. We are better. We are playing better than they are. We need to nail it down. Come on! 1, 2, 3!
Well, you heard it from the coach. I want you on the floor every time.
Yeah, and he's right, to be honest. It all comes down to how much they want it at this particular moment in time. If they want it enough, they'll get it. But it's a matter of, you know, Malory have a great deal of experience.
Well, these Liverpool guys have certainly done themselves a few favours, and they've come here expecting to win, compete, and that sort of side out is marvellous. Great kill from Paul Fagan.
Yeah, I saw Jefferson Williams acknowledging the serve was far too weak there. It gave the timing to the middle player.
Well, a brave distribution set from Mike Keevy there at that point in the game, 12-13 down. And it's Watson again coming from back door. Nothing brave about that one. You just give it to the big man.
You just give it to the banker and let him get on with it. Here we go. The set comes up. The attack at the front court, and then back court play. Bang.
It takes Malory back to the service line. The sweat cleared away again from the court. 13-12 up in this really tense fourth set, and that was unbelievable. Missed way out over the baseline from Alex Porter, and his serving misery continues. Automatic side out to Liverpool. Pops this ball high up in the air to the baseline and misses by a country mile. Paul Fagan with the serve for Liverpool. Going out wide to John Martindale. Great blocking from Liverpool. Wide again to Martindale. A lot of him, and he's blocked again. What's he going to do? They've gone to the setter, Richard Dobell, and under pressure. Oh, it was going out, but Tom de Smet decided to play it. It's gone back to Mark Brennan, and he has whaled it out over the baseline. Could that be the turning point in this set, John?
Fortune smiles on the brave is all I got to say. And I have to say, Richard's shot there, that windmill shot, was very brave.
Well, it looked out, but the Liverpool players decided to play it. Mark Brennan missed the court. Now, not his fault under such pressure, but it gives Malory another chance to serve. 13-12 up still in this fourth. And a passing error from Paul Fagan, who's had such a good passing job up till now. That takes them to 14-12 in this National Men's Cup Final here at Ponds Forge in Sheffield. And the crowd are screaming Liverpool on to try and keep them in this game. But Martindale goes to Fagan, goes out high. It's a tip, it's been read, it's going up into the air for the setter, Richard Dobell, who gets roofed by Mark Brennan. Unbelievable action, John. Mark Brennan keeping his side Liverpool in the game.
Fantastic block, absolutely outstanding. Richard went up for the big set here. He was really going to as hard as he could and just come straight back down.
Well, that had glory written all over it, but Mark Brennan just put the lights out on him. So, goes out wide again, and a block from Liverpool. This keeps them in the set, keeps them in this cup final here at Ponds Forge in Sheffield. This is unbelievable volleyball action, and the supporters are barely able to watch and clap. This has been a tremendous volleyball contest today, John, and it takes Liverpool back to the service line, and Jefferson Williams forced to call a timeout.
Right, let's go. We'll start with the first. Go, guys, come on. Side out. Come on. Let's go, Malory.
Well, a shout then from Malory, and that is a tough position to come onto court from. They've already had the one match point there, blocked superbly by Mark Brennan. And what was Jefferson Williams imploring them to do?
Keep doing the same thing, essentially. Don't panic. Just keep playing how you're going to do it. I don't think they're in that much of a sweat yet.
So Mark Brennan to stay on the floor and not jump serve, floats the ball into court for Chris Eaton. Oh, Chris Eaton comes up, years of experience in that shot.
Yeah, it was very experienced, the whole action there, the burst past the set and the hit. Here we go with the hit, and he just picks his spot.
Well, never in any doubt, a match point. Richard Dobell, the captain, back at the line for Malory. That's a hammer of a serve, beautifully controlled by Liverpool again. Goes to Mark Brennan, and Mark Brennan works it off Jeff Williams' hands. This is incredible. Keeps his side in at 13-14 down, and there's the Liverpool fans, led by Joe, a former Welsh international, screaming support from the sideline. And a great hit from Mark Brennan off the top of the hands and out. And it's another chance for a shot, another chance for a point. Goes back to Chris Eaton, and Chris Eaton forces it down. Well, Malory really living on the edge, John.
Certainly are, but Chris Eaton started to burn again, hasn't he, though? Giving us three hits, very big hits, like chemo points there.
He's the man at the moment, and back at the service line, Stuart Watson, rather appropriately, on the third match point from Malory. Can they take it this time? De Smet goes down, and the big shutout from Eaton and Porter at the net. They block De Smet cross court. He looks upset, but there's no reason to be. What a fantastic men's cup final here from the English Volleyball Association and the Westfield Health Scheme. That was a superb finish cross court from Alex Porter as he blocks and shuts out the lights on the Liverpool player Tom de Smet. And Tom de Smet had such a great game up until now, John. But John, a great finish to the game.
No, so this was, and I think this summed up a lot of what the game was all about. Tom de Smet to an excellent block. The difference was in the blocking of Malory.
And there's the sporting gesture at the end of the game as the players walk through at the net, and deserving champions claiming their league and cup double for 1999, London Malory. Richard Dobell waiting at the start of the row to take up his victorious Malory team, to take them to their 9th cup and league double in 12 seasons. And Richard Dobell salutes the crowd, and it's a fantastic performance from his Malory team, and they are back in winning ways, and they are back in the medals. It remains for me to say a big thank you to my co-commentator up here in the box today, John Balance from the Oxford University varsity teams. And my name's Simon Golding. I'm going to go down onto courtside and talk to Richard Dobell. Richard Dobell, a fantastic career you've had in English volleyball, but how does this rate?
Different. It's good to wait for 2 years. It's not been a cup final for a couple of years now. And it's good to get back. It's different. We've not played in a venue like this for a while, but it rates there quite highly. We've not been there for 2 years, so
spirited performance from the Liverpool side?
Yes. We can't really put anything about from it. That they came out and they played really hard. You know, they played very well, but we were expecting that.
Stuart, we were talking in the commentary box about the number of kills that you made linking up with Richard. It really was a big thing today for the Malory side.
It's all down to Richard. It's great playing with him. He knows where I am, he knows how to find me. It's just a matter of being there at the right time and using it. So I've never played with another set and I think I want to.
And it's great fun being out on court, humping the balls as hard as you do.
It's good fun being on court, but when I tend to hump it, there's always someone in the way.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to tune in later on this month to watch the Women's Cup Final on Sky Sports.
To tease you into the Citroën Zara, we will give you a £1,000 cash refund. Which is more than enough to buy a new outfit. There's now a £1,000 cash back with the Citroën Zara of your choice. The Citroën Zara with £1,000 cash back.
Speaking of dry.
Gasping. Right. Orange juice. Smoothie. How about cola?
Well, how about Sunny D?
Sunny D with it. Yes.
Sunny Delight, the taste of tangerine, orange and lime.